Okay, let's look at the 7 flat 9 and the 9 chord. Continuing with Fly Me to the Moon, at the end of the last line we have an E minor 7 flat 5, and which is a half diminished chord. Here's E minor 7, here's the flat 5, and this is also, since it's called half diminished because that's the half of your hand is playing diminished, the other half is playing minor. So you can see this chord easier if you keep track of the minor chord within the chord. So here's G minor 6, taking the E from down here, putting it up here. So if you have the book, we have page 59 has all the 9 chords on it, the dominant 9 chords. And what you could do is play each one with the half diminished chord and then invert the half diminished chord to the minor 6. Okay? That's also the top of every 9 chord. The 9 chord starts off the 3rd, so that's C9. But it could also be E minor 7 flat 5 with E in the bass. Here's E minor 7 flat 5. Here's C9. You could use that. If you just played a G, it would be G minor 6. The bass note governs the sound of the name of the chord. You could also say it's E minor 7 flat 5 with G in the bass too. So however you want to call it, or C9, put the C in there. There's many ways to look at the chord. The main thing is that the minor 7 flat 5 is the half diminished chord. Minor 7 flat 5. And that's the top of the 9. Which the next chord is B flat 9. So if we go to B flat 9, we go to there's B flat 7, there's the 9, one step away from the octave, and here is the D minor 7 flat 5. So as soon as you see 9, dominant 9, you go to the 3rd of the chord, make a minor 7 flat 5, and that's the dominant 9. The 9 is named by what 7 you have. So if I play this D minor 7, that's B flat major 7. So therefore this would be B flat major 9. This is B flat dominant 7. So therefore this is B flat dominant 9. The 9 hasn't changed, but the 9 is named by what 7 you have. So far we have the E half diminished chord, which is the minor 7 flat 5, and then we have the B flat 9 chord, which is the minor 7 flat 5, or in the inversion, F minor 6. Again, on page 59, if you have the book, Let's Enjoy Piano. If you don't, go to the website, let'senjoypiano.com, and pick up a copy. And it's delineated nicely with visualization of the half diminished chord. And the first inversion of the half diminished chord is the minor 6. And you can keep playing the inversion that way. And the C E minor 7 flat 5. That's why it was coined half diminished chord. John Mahegan from the Juilliard School back in the 50s said half diminished is a lot easier to write. Half, a circle with a line through it is your half diminished. Then minor 7 flat 5. When I started, I headed for the hills when I saw minor 7 flat 5, until I realized when I learned a half diminished chord, then it made a lot more sense to me. I was able to track down the minor chord. If I was playing inversion of G minor 6 or E, I would get the G minor first, G minor, and then add the 6. G minor add the 6. Sorry. So you're able to just play the inversion of G minor and then add the 6. So that's an easy way to. Here's the D half diminished chord. And it's F minor 6. Okay. Here it is down here. First inversion. Always find the minor 6. Here's the minor, F minor 6. Now I use this inversion on the B flat 9 because I'm going to that resolution for the A7 flat 9, and that's the new chord. It's a 7 flat 9, which is a fully diminished chord. The 9 chord is the half diminished, but the fully diminished, you have the flat 9. So you have a fully diminished chord, meaning this part is diminished and this part is diminished as well. That's also on page 29B in the book, and the bottom of 70, which shows all the shapes of the diminished chords. And it's very nicely visualized so you can see. And I think page 66 has a visualization with black, white keys, black, black, white, 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 black. It shows you different shapes as well, because you should be thinking in patterns when you play your chords. So the A7 flat 9 is now, it's not A9. A9 would be half diminished. That's A9. Or C sharp minor 7, flat 5. This is diminished, this is minor. That would be A9. But we don't want A9, we want A7 flat 9, which is, here's the root, here's the 9, so we flat the 9. And we have the fully diminished chord. So the 7 flat 9 has a fully diminished chord, which is very versatile because you could play it this way, then you invert it, but there's no inversion, it becomes a new 7 flat 9 chord. So now, fully diminished chord, so now it's E fully diminished. C sharp fully diminished, E fully diminished. Invert it one more time, G fully diminished. Or go backwards. B flat fully diminished, G fully diminished. And that's all off of the A7 flat 9. So you can choose this. That's also on altered chords on the plurality chapter. I think it's about page 65. Shows you the variations of the fully diminished. So our focus here is to get down the half diminished chord, which is the 9, the top of the 9 chord, and the fully diminished chord, which is the fully diminished, which is the top of the 7 flat 9. So it takes quite a bit of study on this, but I tried to make it as straightforward as I could. So when you see a 7 flat 9, you think immediately fully diminished. Flat 9 gives you the fully diminished. And 9 gives you the half diminished. Let's see, we have G9. Here's B minor 7 flat 5. That's the half diminished chord. Here's G. G major 9. G9. Again, the 9 is named by what 7 you have. So we have G9 as well. Now, if you go up and you start off the 5th, a minor 7 off the 5th is on page 65, the 11 chord, because there is 1, 2, 3, 4. The C is 4 away from G. You can play it this way, but then it's kind of chopsticky. So that if you want to play, it's a suspended chord, then it resolves. But if you want to play it as an 11, you have the G, 5, 7, 9, 11. There's no third in the 11 chord because it would sound, again, too dissonant there. So that's in the Hold My Hand. I think I went over this in the last video. So that's G11 to G7 flat 9. There's the fully diminished into C major 7, which is E minor, or E minor 7 is the major 9. So find the E minor first, play a second inversion, always put your third finger on the root, and it's top heavy, second inversion top heavy, and here's the 9, and there's C, that's C major 9, major 7, major 9, or you can work C major 9, which is a G6, and then G6 this way, C major 9. So just like we said, the half diminished chord is a minor 6. The major 9 chord is a dominant 6, a G6. So I don't want to get you too confused, but that's another way to look at a major 9 chord has a G6 in it, or a 6 chord. B flat major 7, B flat major 9 has F6. So you can do your inversions quicker by tracking down the F chord. F6, F6, etc. Okay, so that you have to get squared away in your mind what the 9 chord is and the 7 flat 9 chord. And again, pages 65, 66, 29B, 70, and 13 also gives you a rundown in chart form. And then play around with that, and the application is in Fly Me to the Moon is you have to put them in different inversions depending on the melody. So if the melody is up here on a C9 chord or E flat minor 7 flat 5, and the melody is there, you can reach up and do that, or you can invert it to a G minor 6. G9, the melody is here. Darling, kiss me. There's C major 7 and C major 9 with an E minor 2, a G6. Or I inserted on the word kiss, I played the flat 9, which is the fully diminished chord. Here's the root, here's the 9, here's the flat 9. And this is a nice run chord. You can hit that. And go up the diminished chord. That's the fully diminished. So you have and then there's a turnaround. B flat minor 7, E7. You can do that in root position and in the inversion of E7. So it gets quite complicated, but again, it's up to you to involve the different inversions depending on your ear. There's no wrong or right way. When you come down into there's the B minor 7 flat 5. I play it that way, and then come down E7 flat 5, E7 flat 9. There's the fully diminished. fully diminished. Now, into A7 you can go, or you can play A7 flat 9, which is the diminished chord. Here's A7. Put the G down here. Here's A7. Here's the flat 9. And you have G fully diminished. Or just go to one of the components of the chord, which is C sharp. Make a fully diminished chord. Go to the 5th. Make a fully diminished chord. Go to the 7th. Make a fully diminished chord. So it's very versatile, the fully diminished chord. I use this form because we're in, let's say, now that's one measure, but I make it 2 measures. I use augmentation, expand the measure out. It goes 1 beat or 3 beats, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. But I keep it 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It just kind of increases the drama there. But that's just a personal decision, so. Now here's the G9, 11, fully diminished chord. And then D minor 7 again, G9. And then the turnaround, and back to. Now when we get to, in other words, please be true, again, here's the E minor 7 flat 5 into the A 7 flat 9. Remember, E minor 7 flat 5 is here, but the melody is G, so you got to move the G minor 6, then you got to move the G minor to the G melody, and then you have the what you need. So please be true. Let's see. All right. Try that again. G11. True. Nice non-chord tone leading into the D minor. Or G11 again. G7 flat 9, fully diminished. Then the second ending is please be true, it goes up, so this is the part, and now you have B flat 9, you can go, I kind of like this, so you can go please be true, and then go into the B flat 9 to the A flat 7 flat 9. And then you're into. I changed the melody a little on that. I put a G 7 flat 9 with a major 7, F diminished major 7, which gives you a G7 flat 9 13. Or you can go. Then go up a step, you go to the key of D, E minor 7, to A7, come back down to D, key of C, then the Zaza ending, or you can go or so many different endings. But it gets complicated at the end. So if you watch this video a few times, you have any questions, email me at letsenjoypiano.com. If you want to take some online lessons, we can break this down. This will help a few students that are working on this now. But it takes a couple of weeks, a couple of months to get the 9 chords and the 7-flat 9 chords down. But it really is a great teaching song for those sounds, because it's just great masterpiece of all time. Fly Me to the Moon. Okay, I hope that helps you out. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time around. Take care.